We are kicking things off right now with a story that demands your attention. The real-life survivor behind the gripping ITV drama Believe Me is calling for a compulsory watch for all police officers following the failings in the black cab rapist case involving John Werbeis. This series dives deep into the horrific ordeal of victims Sarah, Layla, and Carrie, and their relentless fight for justice against systemic failures. You need to hear what Sarah has to say about her experience and why this drama is essential viewing right now. Next up, we shift gears of survivors who continue to shape our communities and the vital need for ongoing support for those facing financial challenges. And finally, a deeply personal story of survival. We look at Jen Ashcraft as she battles a frightening autoimmune illness after surviving the 9/11 attacks, sharing the painful reality of her ongoing struggle and urging us not to go through these tragedies alone. Stay with us as we explore her journey and the fight for recognition for survivors facing unseen battles. A real-life survivor of the ITV drama Believe Me is calling the series compulsory viewing for all police officers, citing the Metropolitan Police's failings in the black cab rapist case involving prolific abuser John Werbeis. The series dramatizes the horrific ordeal of women drugged and raped by Werbeis in a black cab, followed by their struggle for justice amid a lack of support from the Met. Daniel Mays starred as the perpetrator, John, alongside Amaya Fionn Edwards, Asia Shaw, and Miriam Petch as the victims, Sarah, Layla, and Carrie, respectively. The drama centers on these women's traumatic experiences and their relentless pursuit of justice. Sarah, who uses an alias for anonymity, shared her personal experience on Good Morning Britain, echoing the on-screen portrayal. She admitted to living with guilt over the attacks committed by Werbeis in 2003 after being drugged and raped. She urged the police to watch the series, stating, "Not being believed was so hard with the police in particular. They clearly sowed a seed in my then-partner's head. He wanted to believe me, but he'd been told that this probably didn't happen. And towards the end of the investigation, I was told categorically it hadn't happened." A spokesperson for the Metropolitan Police acknowledged past failings, stating, "Our thoughts remain with the victims and survivors of the horrific crimes committed by John Werbeis. We have previously apologized for the serious failings in the investigation and the distress caused to all those affected. This case led to significant improvements in the way rape and sexual offenses are investigated, and today we're working with partners across the criminal justice system to ensure victim survivors are at the heart of our response, with a greater focus on suspects and their offending." Sarah further encouraged other victims to come forward, emphasizing the need to press charges to ensure offenders remain incarcerated. She also commented on the manipulation tactics used by the perpetrator, noting that victims should not feel responsible for accepting substances used to silence them. Daniel Mays praised his co-stars for their heartbreaking performances, describing the required acting as incredibly difficult, demanding acting that was thoroughly researched, detailed, emotional, nuanced, and above all else fearless. Viewers widely celebrated the cast's work. The series Believe Me is currently available to stream on ITVX. Information regarding sexual violence and misconduct support is available through Rape Crisis England and Wales, Rape Crisis Scotland, and RAINN in the US. The anticipation is high as the season finale of Survivor 50 approaches, with 5 finalists vying for the title of sole survivor. However, the jury's decision will not solely hinge on recent gameplay. Past performance and strategic history are expected to play a significant role in crowning the winner for this landmark season. Analysts are examining the career trajectories of the finalists to gauge their potential jury appeal. Tiffany enters the final 3 with a history of strategic acumen, citing her success in Survivor 46, where she navigated an immunity idol situation to secure a jury spot. Her current performance shows consistent strategic development and relationship building, positioning her as a player with something to prove, which could sway votes from individuals such as Dee Valadares, Christian Hubicki, Emily Flippen, Ozzy Lusk, Rick Devens, and Siri Fields. Jonathan's journey is marked by a shift in strategy this season. While he was instrumental in past eliminations, his recent blindsides have been orchestrated by others, and his immunity challenge resume is less robust than previous seasons. His trajectory suggests a potential jury vote from Chrissy Hofbeck, Coach Wade, and Stephanie LaGrossa Kendrick. Rizzo's path mirrors Jonathan's, culminating in a loss to his ally and future winner, Savannah Louie, in the final challenge. Lacking high-profile individual challenge wins, his path to a jury victory may depend on his allies campaigning for him at Ponderosa, potentially attracting votes from Ozzy Lusk and Siri Fields. Joe's experience on Survivor 48 saw him emerge as a social and physical powerhouse, but a betrayal by an ally ultimately cost him the win. Coming into this season with past trauma, Joe attempted a strategic pivot, but ultimately failed to secure the title, suggesting his loyalty-based approach may not resonate with the jury seeking a winner. Aubrey stands out as the most formidable threat. As the only returning player to participate in multiple seasons outside the last 5 years, Aubrey boasts a history of reaching final tribal council and earning jury votes across 3 previous seasons. She is reportedly recalibrating her game, combining impressive drive with strategic maneuvering, giving her the highest potential to win if she reaches the final 3. Her strong connections with the jury, including Dee Valadares, Chrissy Hofbeck, Christian Hubicki, Stephanie LaGrossa Kendrick, Emily Flippen, Ozzy Lusk, Rick Devens, and Siri Fields, underscore her status as the frontrunner. Gulf Coast JFCS is marking Holocaust Survivor Day with its annual celebration, bringing together survivors and their families for a day of remembrance, connection, and joy. The 2-day event kicks off on June 2 at Temple Benai Israel in Clearwater, Pinellas County, followed by a gathering on June 4 at the Aura in Sarasota. These events offer a vital space for survivors and guests to reflect on their journeys and celebrate the vibrant communities they have built. Marina Reed, Holocaust Survivor Program Director at Gulf Coast JFCS, described the day as a day of light. She emphasized that the celebration moves beyond solemn remembrance to focus on celebrating the survivors' enduring strength, courage, and spirit. Reed stated, "We come together not only to remember what we lost, but to celebrate those who are still with us, the survivors whose strength, courage, and spirit continue to shape our community. On this day we sit together, we listen, we share, and we honor not just survival, but living. Despite everything they endured, they built families, communities, and futures. Holocaust Survivor Day reminds us that even after the darkest times, light is possible. That resilience can become joy. That being together across generations is itself a victory. Today, we celebrate that light." Support for the Holocaust Survivor Program remains critical as financial challenges increase for many survivors facing rising costs for essential needs like medical care and in-home support. Community generosity is essential for ensuring survivors can live with dignity. Data from the Claims Conference indicates that there are currently 196,600 Holocaust survivors alive, with a median age of 87. Gulf Coast JFCS continues its mission to protect the vulnerable and empower individuals throughout Florida. Having served more than 30,000 people annually in the Tampa Bay area since 1974 through a broad spectrum of human service programs, including career development and behavioral health services. For survivors seeking support or those wishing to donate, Information is available through Jewish Family Services, Gulf Coast JFCS, or by visiting gulfcoast.org/donations. Phoenix, Arizona, a 9/11 attack survivor is battling a severe and painful illness, sharing a deeply personal account of surviving the twin tragedies of September 11, 2001, and a prior bombing in 1993. Jen Ashcraft, 60, speaks candidly about the ongoing physical and emotional toll of her experience. Ashcraft described the events as a freight train that brought her to Arizona. She recounted being present when planes struck both World Trade Center towers on September 11, 2001, stating, "I was walking towards the towers. I saw the first plane hit." Following the attacks, Ashcraft moved to Prescott, Arizona, where she began volunteering with the American Red Cross as a means to heal and honor the firefighters who perished. In Prescott, she met her husband, Tom Ashcraft, the father of a Granite Mountain hotshot killed in the 2013 Yarnell Hill fire. While she dedicated decades to organizing blood drives and donating her own blood, Ashcraft's health has recently taken a severe turn. She has been managing ongoing health issues for 3 decades, but in recent weeks, her condition worsened dramatically. Ashcraft detailed symptoms including bleeding cuticles and a skin reaction where her antibodies are reportedly attacking her body, leading to an autoimmune disorder she describes as her body burning itself from the inside out. "My chest, my back, my face, my arms, my legs, and it's just very painful," Ashcraft stated, adding that medical teams are administering antibody replacement in an effort to save her life. The report highlights a significant challenge for 9/11 survivors. The World Trade Center Health Program does not currently recognize autoimmune diseases, despite recent petitions to include them. Ashcraft emphasized the need for recognition, saying, "I want to help other survivors." She concluded by urging the public to recognize their shared struggle. "We shouldn't go through this alone."